Hello everybody and welcome back to another new vlog. I'm back in Sutton Park today and I'm in an area known as Hollyhurst. And the reason it's known as Hollyhurst is because it's where all the holly grows around here. But there are some other trees in this area as well, such as these pines behind me. And I've found a composition just behind me, just over my shoulder, just over here, that I quite like. There's a pine tree quite far away at the back of the image just there, and then there's this kind of all the pine debris on the floor just there that I quite like, and the colours of that are amazing. And I've got this tree here on this side and this tree here on this side as well, which kind of give you like a little bit of a framework for the image. So I've shot both a portrait and a landscape image of that, and I'm going to go and move on now. I hope you like these images. I'm going to go and move on and see if I can find something different to photograph. So I've found a little spot here. I've carried on walking along the path that I was on. Well, I say the path I was on in a woodland just a few yards away from a path, and I've carried on up that path and went a little bit further than I would normally go, taking a slight detour, and I'm glad I did because I've cut off the path to another slightly smaller path, which you can see just behind me there, which runs alongside these trees here and this sort of gorsy, mossy area. But on my way along here, just as I passed these trees, I thought they might make an interesting composition. But also, just on the ground, I don't know how well you can see that, there's a couple of patches of fungus, and I'm focused on this one in particular. So I've focused on that and taken an image of that, and I'm focused right on the very middle of that with a 70 to 300mm lens, and I'm not entirely sure what focal length I'm shooting at. But yeah, I've captured that one. I think it looks quite good, and it was just an interesting thing that I spotted on the walk along the path. So I recommend that whenever you're out with your camera, just taking a look around and stepping off the path a little bit and see what you can find elsewhere. After leaving that spot, I've walked around the corner from where I was, and I found a very gnarly tree lying down at the edge of the path. I thought that might look good as an image, but I'm going to go back there and have a look at that again in just a moment, because as I approached that particular shot, what I noticed behind it was this area of woodland just behind me now that I've walked past many times before and never actually stopped to consider taking photos here. So that's what I'm going to do today, now that I'm here. It looks as though there are several different compositions dotted around this particular bit of woodland. It's not a very big space, but there's plenty to see here. Just behind me you can see I've got my tripod set up just there. There's a tree stump just there, and it kind of leads you to a pathway between these trees here at the side of it, and you've got the stump here is acting almost as though there should be a tree there. Obviously it was a tree at one point.
Sorry about this.
But also I've got the trees behind it that run along in a line, and then on the opposite side of that little bit of pathway there's some more trees that run along in a line as well. So I'm going to use this stump and these trees to create a line through that image, which looks quite good. So I'll take that shot, see if there's any more, and then I'm going to go back to that tree stump that's lying down. Well, I went back to that tree at the front of the woodland to try and take a shot of that, and I just couldn't see the composition properly. It looked good as I was heading towards it, coming from one direction, but as I got closer and tried to wander around it, I really couldn't see where the composition was going to work properly. But as I said earlier, this woodland behind me was absolutely ideal because there are several different compositions behind me, and even as I turn round to the very edge of the woodland, there's another tree just here with these branches leaning up against the side of it, which looked very interesting. So I've taken a shot of that, and I've taken a couple of shots deeper into the woodland as well. So hopefully these shots will come out nicely. I'm going to make my way back now. There is another shot that I want to take, and I think I can probably find it again if I walk back this way. I've kind of walked around in a big circle, so I should be able to find it okay. But I think it's a nice shot that might just finish the vlog off nicely. This is it then. This is the shot behind me. This path just running along here with the S-curve in it, and also these two trees just at the edge of the path either side of it, which frame that path quite nicely. So this is going to be the last shot of the day. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again on another video very soon. Bye for now.